Welcome back. This is New Game Plus, the second half. Grim, you're like a snake. I feel like you're just coiled and ready to do stuff, but no one is watching you. You've been sitting quietly, maybe drinking a beer, while your companions have been admitting openly to demon lord worshipping and vomiting all over the place. What are you doing?
It was just
Veneration.
Yeah, mild respect.
Liliana is shooing everybody else out, but she seems to have missed you simply because,
Wow, Arthur, a height joke? Seriously?
No, he's like Drax. If you don't move, you can't see him. He's standing so incredibly still.
The art of being completely 100% still.
you can't see me. Drinks from beer. That's a back then. All the talk about deity stuff. Can I try to remember anything?
Yeah, I mean, look, remembering stuff about the deities isn't that difficult. Plus, you've literally got the primer right in front of you. Is there something in particular you're looking for?
Well, just, she's going off on everybody about
The Archdemon, Stalvin Black.
But knowing that she's a follower of, was it Wellwind?
Wellwind.
And then being what I am or whatever, could I engage with her? The fact that I follow the Nimble Among Us.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to out yourself as a Nimble follower.
Yeah, I mean, she's, thinks we're all demon worshippers or whatever. Obviously, that's not entirely the case.
How do you identify yourself as a Nimble Among Us worshipper? Do you speak the secret name of Shibboleth? West Wing Season 2 style? You remember that episode? Well, if you watch West Wing, you probably know what I'm talking about. Is there like a common phrase in Dwarven Nimble Among Us worship that she might recognize?
There might be a common phrase among I guess I was going to say watchers on the walls, but a lot of I would assume a lot of the rangers, a lot of the people that spend a lot of time, in the far lands or whatever, protecting. It's probably a pretty common. I don't want to say brotherhood, but I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, no, I mean, you say a phrase and she immediately recognizes you as not being a demon worshiper. And she nods because Wellwind and Nimble Among Us are brother and sister. They're paired deities. So she's just like, fine, you can stay. And the first drink's on the house, but the second one you're paying for.
Guess I'm having one drink tonight.
She shuts the front door of the inn in your face.
You go through the cat hole.
Please, I want to see Finley try and go through the cat door.
There is no cat door.
Oh,
Fine, the goat door.
There's no goat door either. It's a meal house.
you say that. I want you to tell the gift the other day of a goat going through a cat door. It's pretty satisfying.
So,
Arthur, I have a question for you real quick.
Yes.
As a soldier, I get to have an insignia of my rank.
Yes.
Do I recognize that?
Yeah, I mean, you recognize what were you, like a sergeant?
I'm not very high up the rank.
Yeah, sergeant isn't super high.
I think we lost Arthur. Oh, no, there
No,
he is.
I'm definitely still right here.
Yeah, so I'm not high in the ranks for sure.
Yeah. You recognize the rank in the same
like infantry,
Yes. Yeah. Your specific rank appears to be some form of Vanguard heavy infantry sergeant.
Okay.
So the rank piece is made, and I mean you recognize each part of it. It's made in 3 parts to indicate what part of the formation you are, what your job is, and what rank you are. So it's like taking different runes and then smushing them all together to make one super rune. That's how this rank insignia works.
And does it give me any indication of the army that I was present in or anything like that?
It does not, because you don't have any specific memories. You could show it to somebody.
Okay. Yeah. I'll show it to God, what was his fucking name?
Rorick?
Rorick, yeah. And I was like,
Yeah, so Rorick
Hey.
is like waiting outside for you guys to come out. It doesn't seem super surprised when you come out covered in vomit and being chased out by Liliana. Rough in there, huh?
Oh, she's not the nicest human I've ever met.
Well, I apologize. It's because you came as my guests. Although the vomit probably didn't help.
I'm having a hard time actually remembering things, and every time I do, it's like, oh yeah, you know.
I don't know, but okay.
And Doc will look at Kelly and be like, "See,
I mean,
I've been vomiting like almost constantly since we left the mountain."
well, I honestly think it's because you have a poor stomach, but I have this with me. Do you recognize it at all?
I do. Haven't seen one of these almost a decade. Back when I was serving the King's Army.
Oh, so I was in the King's Army.
You were in the King's Army 80 years ago, or further back. They haven't used this kind of insignia since my grandfather's time.
Oh, how old is a human grandfather?
80, 90 years, if they're really lucky. Probably closer to 60.
I like turn to God, I'm gonna get everyone's names eventually. Daka. It's like, can you count?
I think so.
Okay, so I've lived half an elder's life.
Okay.
And he has a grandpa that I'm apparently from his army. Can you math that for me?
Well, I'm not part of that army anymore.
How old were you when you were enlisted? I need more information.
When you start
It's
thinking about it,
the-
Kelly, you get that thing in the back of your throat where you know you're going to throw up. And
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just say half of your life. 80 years, you say?
At least.
107, some give or take some.
I'm 107.
You don't look 107.
I don't feel like I'm 107. That would make me the oldest I've ever been.
That would make you the oldest half-orc in history.
Technically, you're always the oldest you've ever been. You're consistently the oldest you've ever
That's
been.
true. What he said is definitely true.
I'm inclined to believe it. So
All right.
what does this say? What does this mean then? Like, did I fall asleep for a billion years?
Well, strange things happen like that, but what's more probable is you're just hallucinating and you've got an old legacy patch. It's probably worth quite a bit to a good collector. Might go pretty well in the capital. There's sort of a historical binge going on with the princess's return.
Yeah, I don't have any need for money, and it seems like it's important.
He puts
not
a
to
hand
like
on
my
your
fishing
shoulder
pole.
and says, "You have no place to sleep tonight. You have a definite need for money."
I like, grab my pouch and I was like, no, I think I'm good.
You're just going to sleep outside with your testicles.
No. I'm glad you think my testicles are the same size as my coin pouch. 'cause
No,
my
he's
coin pouch is
gesturing to
quite
the
long.
sack of boar testicles hanging from your belt.
Oh, right. Yes, I forgot I had those. No, I'm okay. I think I can afford to sleep somewhere.
Look,
We just pissed off the only inn owner in town.
I can let you stay at my place for a few days until you find a better place to stay or work. But
That'd be
Aren't
swell.
we going to go save a girl?
Well,
happening.
we probably still have a tick or two to wait. Seems like your friend is
What's
in
a
there.
tick?
Tick? It's an hour in this world, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like the tick of a clock.
Oh,
So he was like, it's actually pretty interesting. I'm a huge clock fan, and also I love calendars. Would you like to hear more?
is that like a weird like religion thing?
No, I just really like organization.
Do you have clocks
Oh,
or
like
calendars
when you
going
put
back
in
100
clocks.
years?
I have several clocks. They don't go back 100 years. They go back
Okay.
one day.
Calendars.
I
mean,
do
sorry.
have calendars. But the
Looks like-
calendar system was established by the gods over 2,000 years ago. So,
I'll look
yeah.
at Kelly and be like,
Agrim.
there's calendars from 100 years ago.
I mean, does that help me?
I don't think it would help you.
Might jog your memory of some important dates.
The calendar doesn't
So-
change year by year. It's the same every year.
Never mind.
All right.
that's
So
dumb.
since we're talking about it, can I try and remember this patch, Arthur?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and make a memory check using your
That's
intelligence?
the. Okay. Yeah.
And by to vomit.
15.
Okay. You do get some vague memories of this patch. You are standing at the front of an infantry formation, all wearing like heavy armor. The front of their armor plates is all open to show that they all have tusks, kind of like you, of varying sizes. It seems to be like a squadron of half-orcs. You, instead of holding a greatsword, have an enormous fucking spear. Like a tournament lance, but instead of being made out of easy-to-break wood, it's made entirely out of steel. And you're like,
Okay.
prepare to charge in Orcish, and all of the orcs immediately pull out like boar killing spears and set themselves into formation and begin running forward with you towards these horrendous nightmare beasts. And then you snap back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
No,
Do I
please
vomit
don't
this
do
time
that.
Or no?
Nope, you don't vomit this time.
So the insignia is on our chest or whatever that we had for this army. Can I describe them to?
Yeah, it looks exactly like your unit patch.
It's like
Okay, hold up. Couple of things. I'm leading orcs to fight some black swirly things. Horrendous creatures. They look like
Dark shadows, dogs
yeah.
made of fire.
Yeah. Yeah, those things. Yeah.
Sounds like you have seen the war.
I mean, quite possibly. I was holding a really big spear.
So
made
he
of
puts
metal.
a hand on your chest and stops walking with you and says, "Look, I don't know if you're playing around or if this is real,
I like look around and.
but you might truly be from at least a century ago. The Demon Lord began-
The duck. I'm just like,
How many billion years is that?
That's 100 years. The Demon Lord began his invasion of the kingdom of Royal Magnar about 80 years ago. 20 years after that, the standing army wasn't enough to hold the line anymore, and they moved to a reform system so that each noble would instead issue their own armies, rather than have one massive army. The draft began. Unit patches changed. For instance, when I was serving in the army, I owed my loyalty directly to Count Bonderacht, rather than to the king. So he bites his lip and turns to give you a like solid look and says, "Perhaps you're a hero of the past, come to save us from the Demon Lord. Or maybe you're," and he punches you in the shoulder, "reincarnated, hanging out with druids."
Oh, no, they smell way too bad for me to hang out with them.
On that we agree.
So what's this about So maybe you might be able to tell me more about this, because we woke up. I was wearing a white robe. White looks terrible on me. I would never wear it personally. And I was like, it was like a dress, and I would ever never wear that ever.
Perhaps you did reincarnate then.
Inside of a mountain, and when we walked out, the door disappeared.
Well, the only time I saw a reincarnation, they fed the man to a giant wolf and then buried the wolf in a pit and covered it. 3 days later, he emerged, pulling himself out of the pit. 60 years younger.
Mm-hmm. What happened to the wolf?
What do you think happened to the wolf?
Did he become the wolf?
I mean, I don't know that much about druid rituals, but I assume that's what happened.
Okay, so I'm from the past.
It could be. Don't get too hasty. It could be.
Okay, so what? Why was we fighting this demon man?
Well, the demon lord attacked the kingdom of Royal Magnar. He's attacking everywhere. Some ways more physical than others. But the war has been going on for almost a century. That's 100 years.
Mm-hmm. So that's 100 birthdays.
Yes, that is how a year works.
Mm-hmm. So that makes me 140 something.
Sure.
Something. Okay. Do you think my family is still alive?
No.
Do you think my squadron is still alive?
Also no. Unless they also traveled through time.
Well, if they did, we'd be very better off than.
And then he turns to look at you very seriously and says, "What if your companions are your squadron?" No. There's no way they're military. Well, maybe the short one. Second shortest one. No, not you.
Oh, yeah, no, not me.
Didn't you promise me when you entered this town that you didn't kill people?
No, I just said I didn't hurt flies.
That is not what you said.
I said I wouldn't hurt a fly.
That is also not what you said.
I remember saying that you couldn't hurt a fly, as in you were incapable of doing any damage and violence.
Yes. I couldn't hurt a fly.
I would be inclined to believe him.
But he just okay. Look.
So what does this mean then? Does it mean anything?
I have no idea what it means. This is
okay.
Look. I used to be a knight, but I don't have my powers anymore. That kind of mysticism is beyond me. If you hadn't pissed off Liliana, I'd say you could be talking to her. But if it's time travel or reincarnation, you're better off heading to the Royal Academy. That's the Sandorian Royal Academy in the capital.
Is that a school?
Indeed, it's not just a school, but it's also a wizard's college and a bard's college.
No, I hate bards.
That's fine. You can ignore them. There's an organization called the Occult Club there. They deal with these kind of situations. Occasionally, some jackass comes across a deck of many things and draws it and pulls a 4th-rank knight into existence out of nowhere. And then after they die, the 4th-rank knight doesn't go away. Someone needs to figure out what to do with the poor thing.
Are you from the deck of many things?
No, I'm an actual former knight.
Oh. Be a lot cooler if you were.
What exactly is in this deck of many things?
I wouldn't worry about it too much. You'll never need to encounter it. It's dangerous.
I mean, now you've got me curious.
Well, some say it has the power to bend fortune in either directions, to destroy all that which you love, or give you whatever you desire. Some say it has the power to call fire from above, or to put death to chase you. Others say you can gain great experience and insight, or be reduced to ash. But most famously is that several times, particularly lucky folk have drawn a card and have summoned a 4th rank knight into existence that then follows them around and serves them loyally for the rest of their lives. What they don't tell you is that knight is then immortal, and without a master it wanders around uselessly. That kind of stuff is dealt with by the Sandorian Royal Academy of Magic, specifically the Occult Club.
I don't want to go there because I might be a 4th rank knight.
No, you're definitely not a 4th rank knight.
It definitely feels like I'm very special.
You are definitely very special, but you don't seem to be a 4th rank knight. We could find out, though. And as he says that, he starts unclipping his cloak and then unsheathes his greatsword. So we actually have a greatsword picture for him as well. Let's see.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, Radisaurus did some dope-ass art for this. Dope-ass art. Oh, did you guys not get to see the Stalvin Black picture earlier because I fucked it up?
No.
My B, y'all. I actually had you all on the wrong map. Here's some Stalvin Black for your face while I go work on other stuff.
Is that the Demon Lord?
That is the Archdemon.
He looks dapper.
He is dapper. That's why he's so demonitive.
Mhm.
I can see why Liliana thinks the horns. She thinks, yeah.
And you are infernal. So.
That's
mean-
racist.
That's racist.
Somehow we all came to the same conclusion about racism. All
You need
right.
to be able to show the audience this sort of stuff too, Arthur.
About how racist your characters are? Yeah, I guess.
No, I mean the art.
No, I did earlier. They were the only ones who saw it, technically.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a
Yeah, so,
Oh shit.
yeah, he's got his greatsword strapped to his back, and he draws it and says, "If you wish to find out if you're a 4th rank knight, then face me in battle. I may no longer be as strong as I once was, but I surely surpass even a 4th rank knight."
I sort of like look around. It's like,
I mean, if you're okay fighting me, sure. I'm a pacifist, though.
I like pull out my greatsword.
I have never seen a pacifist covered in so many weapons, especially a greatsword.
Well, how else do you pacify things?
That is not what pacifist means.
Is it something to do with your fist, then?
It means that you don't fight.
But that's an that seems wrong because I was in the army. I don't know if you know what pacifist actually means.
So he sets into a fighting stance with his right leg in front, left leg back, slightly crouched, seeming to distribute his weight all around, and then holds his sword flat lengthwise in front of him. I will
Okay.
allow you to make the first move.
Okay, guys. Okay. All right. That's enough. We all know that the big boys can fight.
Do you not wish to test your skills?
Hmm.
You will have rare opportunity to find one as skilled as me in combat.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll fuck anything once, so
I attack him, Arthur.
Oh, Jesus.
As you come at him and the clang of your greatswords collide, he leans over the greatsword and says, "That's disgusting." He's going to give you the first move.
Cool. All right then. Well, I can do very little as a first level fighter, but I would like to attack with my greatsword.
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative just to get yourself on the order.
Oh yeah. I need a icon somewhere. I think you covered mine up with this
Yeah, your
picture.
icons are at the bottom. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Boom. 12.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, what do you want to do?
Yeah. Definitely not if he's wearing plate armor. So.
Yeah, that's not going to hit at all.
Mhm.
You slam against his sword in the way that two people with great swords do. There's pretty much no chance of you opening each other up or fancy feints or anything. You're swinging around several feet of extremely heavy steel. You collide together.
This is definitely a CGI scene for sure.
No, I don't want CGI. I want Haikyuu style, 60 FPS, 4K, Ultra HD.
Or it's those Naruto scenes when they
It's Fate.
make terrible animation.
Fate Apocrypha at its best when the baseline is just like, and everybody's flying across the battlefield. He spends his turn. He doesn't make attacks. He just kind of pushes you back and is giving you an opportunity to take more attacks. Essentially, like letting you show him what you've got.
All right. Show me what you've got. Bam.
24 will hit. You hit him for 12 points of damage. What is your sword style like here? How do you fight? I mean, he does a very balanced but obviously specific style of fighting.
Mine is like a momentum-based fight style, I guess, right? Which is why I like to, like if I swing, I definitely like follow up with the momentum of the sword.
Oh yeah, I know. It's called Hiten Mitsurugi Ryu style.
Sure, I just call it swinging a big stick. It definitely it feels natural to Kelly, I guess.
Yeah, you catch him off guard with one of your swings, right? You miss, but then you helicopter and keep the blade coming around. He hasn't stepped back far enough to be out of range of the blade. And so it's not that you hit him specifically, but he blocks it, and the block hits him in the chest, and he's just like, huh. Such a blow would have sliced a normal man in two. Interesting. And then he pushes you off and goes to take his own strike.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want him to accidentally kill you here, but
No,
that's
that'd
where
be
we're
great
at.
if he does. Yeah, 17 is definitely gonna be enough to hit me. My AC is straight 17.
10?
Yeah, I'm
pretty
still
sure
alive.
you can declare it as non-lethal damage.
Yeah, so he comes back. He's holding on to your blade with a mailed fist, and then uses his blade to like counter strike down your arm and hit you in your shoulder with the point. And it hurts real bad. It's kind of like having your shoulder ripped out by a blade stabbing you in the shoulder.
Okay.
Then he lets go and walks back and resets his stance and says, "How are you feeling? My blow was equal to yours."
Yeah, I sort of he holds up the sword with one hand now rather than two, and because the other one's sort of like dangling at his side a little bit, and he's just like, "Oh, you bring out the pacifist in me," and I'm gonna go for another attack.
Okay.
I would like to use a I believe at level 1 fighter I get the half the save sorry. What's it called? I get second win? Yeah. So
All right, you're taking that as a bonus action?
yeah.
What does your second wind look like? Do you just suck in extra wind? Do you stop for a few seconds and have a dramatically long internal monologue that only takes like 2 seconds in real life? You drive your sword down into the earth and you're like, "I can do this! I remember the words my grandfather told me all those years ago. I remember all the lessons I've learned this entire season."
No, I let my inner pacifist come out after.
Use the force, Kelly.
And basically, like,
I feel like it's actually just Daka standing behind you saying that rather than...
Just in the distance. Kick his ass,
no, you know what it is? Like in my internal, like if this is like a sports anime,
Of course, yeah.
it's me having like I feel the weight of my warband behind me, you know, and I just sort of.
Oh, yeah, it's your noble phantasm. You summon all of your warband to stand behind you in ghostly form.
Yeah.
I thaumaturged like some small rocks to start floating up from his feet.
Okay, Yoda.
No, I definitely, he definitely is like, and then like he does the Mel Gibson like arm popping back into his shoulder blades.
Yeah,
sort of
show me
thing.
your second wind dice.
Yeah, let's
Show me your D.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Okay.
D are all over the table.
So that puts me back at 8. So
Wow, you were quite low.
out of 12.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a lot of hit points.
yeah.
What do you want to do?
As I said, coming in with a one-armed greatsword swing.
Yeah, 17 points of
Jesus
damage.
Christ.
You start putting some dents in his armor. Places where the mail gets chipped. Some of the flat portions of the piecemeal start taking some. You hit him solidly, and there's a. He takes a step back, and he seems surprised, and he's just like, "Perhaps you are a 4th rank fighter."
Yeah. Does he disengage?
I think he's
Or does he come
standing
back?
curious to see what you're gonna do.
Yeah. So I'm definitely not a barbarian, right? And I can control my rage. So when he says that I might be a 4th rank, I was like, yeah, I feel it too. Definitely. I feel it. Yeah, so it is savage attack. I have automatically put it in there. Normally you get a 1d6 on crit, but I get 2d6. So yeah, it's already put in there. So yeah. So I just sort of smile at him, and I put the sword back in its swordy sheath. How the
Alright.
great swords are carried in fantasy lands.
Yeah, how you put yours in a sheath is probably going to be different than his because his is stored upside down. But he's going to exit his stance and go into like a neutral pose and then start shoving his greatsword up behind his back and say, "Are all your companions as strong as you are? If so,
Yes.
I feel like I am more confident in your ability to deal with the kobolds alone."
I nearly took out that boar in one shot until it gored me.
I would say that my companions can deal damage, but I've yet to see them take damage without passing out like lesser half orcs.
I would tend to agree.
By lesser half orcs, do you mean regular orcs or humans?
Humans.
Okay, that's racist.
Is it? I compared you to myself, so I don't know if it's. I didn't mean offense by calling humans that, but I've seen humans not do well. Generally, farmers have a hard time surviving things being thrown at them. So
I think you'll find humans in this age are perhaps more powerful than ones that you encountered before. As you can see, I am no weakling. You have yet to lay a single blow upon me. And what he means is you haven't cut him or anything.
Okay. It's like,
yes, but I'm also not surrounded by metal like you are.
That's true. Well, that's neither here nor there. With your friend inside drinking, is there anything you want to do around town? I still have some business to finish at my manor. Or you can just wait here for me.
I would like to take a short rest to get my second wind back and then heal myself again.
That sounds wise. Do you all, can you do the thing for short rest? You're taking a hit die as well? You're doing that thing where you spend...
So I can do second wind every short rest, yeah? And I can use it again and then take another short rest and get it back, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I'm also... I mean, if you're cool doing it like that, I've had GMs rule it otherwise because it literally just says you can use it after every short rest.
You got 2 hours here. There's plenty of time for you to just suck down some oxygen.
Yeah. You know, man mode it, which is why I believe fighters to be really, really good because they generally could take a lot of beating. All right, so that puts me at full. And then I just, keep resting. Maybe I'm like, I don't know.
Lying down in
just
the grass.
lying down on the grass, maybe like, thinking about pacifist things, you know how it is. And
I really feel like when you say pacifist, you mean passa-fist with a capital F.
Yeah.
I'm in Kelly's interpretation of a pacifist. He heard that word once and then he liked the sound of it, and everyone, like cool people, called themselves a
I
pacifist.
literally
Like,
cannot see Kelly as anyone but Vin Diesel from The Pacifier, where he has to take care of all the little kids.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's 100% now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he does
So-
all of his weird accent from Riddick movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Kelly now. Oh, Agrim, Daka, Finley. Anything you guys are doing in the 2 hours while Rorick heads out to finish some town work?
I would.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
good.
God damn it. All right.
Canadian standoff. and
I
I'm
know,
not-
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. They were so polite.
That southern charm.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much. I want to just familiarize myself with the town, right? Like
Okay.
I'd like to
Layout.
rob some children.
things like that. Because I do have.
Are you
a skill that can get us
casing the-
around. It's not so much casing, but it's really like I really want to understand the layout of the town and everything. Because I do have a skill that I can use that can get us around quicker in town if need be.
Okay, what is that skill?
It is
The charlatan skill, right?
Where was it? It's a rogue skill or something.
I'm pretty sure it's from your background.
Or yeah, it might be.
Oh, do you have the criminal background?
No, well, charlatan I have.
Ah, well, charlatan doesn't do that exactly. Charlatan
I
gives
thought
you...
there was a skill where, because I know. Hang on.
Charlatan gives you false identity where you can pretend to be someone else.
Right, but I could have sworn I had something that allowed me to get through town faster, but I guess not.
You don't exactly case the joint, but you walk around town ambling. It seems like most of the townsfolk are busy, but those that aren't regard you as being a child rather than halfling.
Mm-hmm.
And like a foreign visitor, people will stop and give you like pieces of bread or a slice of cheese and ask you where your parents are.
I tell them they're sleeping, but I gladly accept anything free given to me.
So within the walls, it looks like life here is pretty peaceful. It's not like anybody's overly prosperous and wealthy, but everyone does well. The houses are made all right. Everyone seems to have what's called a cottage industry. Like each person in town, their family will do something. You know, they don't have a tanning industry. They have one guy who tans out of the backside of his house. One guy who does a dabbling in a bit of alchemy. One guy who apparently does like leather works. The big thing is on the north side of town, right across from the general store, there's a huge farm of oxen. And that house that's right across from it, across the river, on the other side of the walls, appears to be a very nice house. It's kind of more of like an estate. It's sprawling. It's got multiple levels. It's got like a pool dug on the back where, and most people might have a well and an outhouse. They've got like a whole bathing area out back with stone foundation, that kind of deal.
Is that Rorick's house?
That is not Rorick's house. So Rorick's house is outside the walls, and it's south of the meal house.
Do I get a sense of who lives at the pool house?
Yeah. The name out front is Sibbins.
Sibbins?
Yeah, Sybenn.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they have a mailbox or anything. They seem to have just got like Sibbin Farms. as a thing for people to come by. Noticing that you're there, there's like a rancher type fellow wearing leather chaps, kind of got a nice vest on, big hat,
Mm-hmm.
like a corn sun hat, just comes up to you and says, "You looking for work, boy?"
Well, I'm always looking for work. I do have something coming up here in a couple of.
Where'd you get all them knives? Irresponsible your parents let you run around like that, wearing some kind of costume.
How old are you, sir?
Well, can't you tell I'm like 25?
Well, I'm 80.
Oh, you're one of them gnome folk, huh? Don't see many around here.
I'm a little big to be a gnome, don't you think?
He looks at you like it's a trick question. He's like, "Are you?"
Yes.
Okay, then what are you?
Well, sir, I'm a halfling.
Oh, right. You guys are like gnome cousins, right?
Sure.
All right, look, there ain't been a gnome in these parts in some time. Sorry,
Yeah.
halfling. Look, this here is the one and only premier oxen farm. You want to get farming done around here, you got to rent these oxens, and I am willing to offer you an opportunity to cash in.
Oh,
Offer you
really?
some stock. Oh, good sir, I thought you came here looking for work, but I can see in your eye that you are a keen businessman.
I am.
Sibbin Farms is looking to expand, and in order to do that, we need to free up some capital.
Okay.
If you invest today, you will gain a future in Sibbin Farms. Now, we've been doing this for over 200 years. You will not find another oxen that doesn't have the Sibbin brand around here. You want to put anything in the ground or pull it up, you need one of our oxen. And with your smart investment, 10, 20 years down the line, you could be seeing some big returns.
What kind of returns?
I'm thinking 3 to 5%.
Massive.
Can you make that 10%?
I don't control the industry.
Well, if you don't control the industry, then I might be talking to the wrong person.
Whoa. What I'm saying is, we have a very good idea of the averages, but with several good years behind us, we could definitely get ahead.
So what type of investment are you talking?
Oh,
Get
well.
the brass tacks, my man.
Yeah. He starts looking you over and he's like, "That's some very fine equipment there. What level of funding would you be able to provide?"
Well, what do you need?
Well, you know what they say in business. Anything is good.
The correct phrase is money talks and bullshit walks.
Well, what would my investment be funding? What would you use my money for?
So he acts like he's going to wrap an arm around your shoulder and then realizes that you might not even come to hip height, and that's
Right.
not going to work. But he's like, "Come with me. I'll show you."
All right.
So he takes you over to the massive barn where they house all the oxen, and he says, "Now look, we've only got one of these barns, and it finally got full up 2 years ago. We need to expand our facilities in order to hold more oxen. We got more children than we know what to do with. We've been slaughtering the old ones. Sometimes we slaughter the young ones because people are into that kind of thing."
Well, I must say.
Yes, this is where the oxen fuck. Thank you, audience.
What's your name?
My name? Well, I'm glad you asked, sir. My name is George.
George, my name is Finley Longbottom. What
That's a
concerns me
fine
about
name.
investing? Why, thank you. What concerns me in investing in your company and your fine property here is the fact that you didn't have the foresight to see that you were growing. I mean, seriously, your barn filled up 2 years ago. If you don't have the foresight to start planning 2 years before that even happened, then how can I trust you with
Now-
my investment?
I have not been in charge of the expansionary effort until recently. That was handled by my cousin, who died
so-
several weeks ago.
So you're now going to talk bad about your dead cousin?
I would never talk bad about Tomas. He was a
Well,
great man. He taught me everything I knew about ranching.
Well, if he taught you everything he knew, then I definitely can't invest with you because it was his mistake to not expand 4 years ago to be prepared for the expansion that has occurred over the past few years.
All right, all right. You're talking bad about my cousin, sir. I feel like you're joshing my leg around here. If you don't want to invest, I'm not really a horrifying milking accident. Come on, Farrell, I'm trying to run a show here. If you don't want to invest, I'm just going to walk away here. But if you are chasing the scent of money, sir, and good investments, you can come back anytime. Oh shit, did we just lose Spootnik?
Maybe.
Oh boy, he's first in the camera order too, so we're going to have to do some crazy Olympics.
There's a gigantic storm going on in this area too. So
I mean, there's a
maybe that'll-
gigantic storm going on everywhere.
It seems to be holding, even though it's frozen for him. The overlay looks.
Hold the line.
Yeah, it'll stick around for a few seconds. When he drops, though, it'll snap.
Might have been a power thing.
Mhm.
So, anyone got anything good going on lately? Oh no, we all snapped out of position. Someone will come in and be like, your overlays are wrong. Don't worry, we'll be back in position when he comes back.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Liliana. Was it?
Yeah.
About essentially kind of do what Kelly did with Rorick. I want to see what tell her what's been going on. You know, the whole like waking up, wearing a white robe or whatever, and see what she, as a follower of Wellwind, might be able to. If she has any insight in that, like what that might.
So you're gonna go over everything that happened up until this moment with her?
Yeah, if she, I'm not just gonna like dump it on her. I'm gonna ask her to like, real talk. And then yeah, if she's fine with that, explain the whole.
So
shit
yeah,
show.
since Chad is demanding it, she does begin slicing up hot dire boar meatloaf for you. It's got like eggs and pieces of hard bread that got soaked in it, all sorts of other stuff, some good seasoning. It smells great. All right, look, we need everybody to turn off their cameras and then turn them back on in this order. Are you guys ready for this? The order is Spootnik, Henley, Drumurboy, Atomikspoon. Can we do this? Cameras off. A la cuisine. Next up, Henley,
Wait.
Drumurboy, Atomikspoon. No! Spootnik! No,
Lost him
everybody turn their
again.
cameras back off.
Sorry.
Leave yours on, Speedy.
Dave, Drumurboy, Atomikspoon. We did it, y'all. We did it. I didn't have to reorder the cameras and take 20 minutes to do that.
Sick.
You
Sorry
are
about that.
eating some delicious sliced dire boar meatloaf. She doesn't add ketchup or barbecue sauce or anything like that. It looks like she expects you to just eat it as is.
It's a good cut of meat. I mean, if it's good enough, you don't need a sauce.
She nods and sits down. She listens to your story, and at the end of the conversation, she says, I've not heard of anything like this before. Sounds unusual. All of you went through something like this?
As far as I'm aware, yeah, all of us have had pretty much the same exact story.
The tattoo leads me to believe that you might be cursed.
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 That's
Could require a high priest in order to solve something like that. If you seek the guidance of Wellwind, or even Nimble Among Us, you can travel far to the west.
far to the west.
The Seaborn folk is where Wellwind makes her... Gosh, I don't know what they'd call it. High Temple. The high priest there might be able to help you.
Perhaps do you know how many days travel it might take to get to such a place.
So, yeah, she sighs and then runs her fingers through her hair and says, it's 2 weeks to the capital, if you were to walk. And then probably 3 more weeks west. I'd say about a month and a half walking. Shorter if you could get a cart. Much shorter if you could get a horse. But you're not like find horse down here.
Well, that's better than any information in any of our theories, for certain. I'll let my comrades know what you've told me here. Despite what you might think, they're not, as far as I'm aware, terrible people.
Have you
We're all just
considered
kind of
trying to reform them?
Some of them might be worth saving, eh? The big one, he might be...
She's like, no, not him. And not the
he
demon
might be-
worshipper either. The little one, perhaps.
Aye, us short ones have to stick together, don't we? I'll be sure to let them know regardless. I appreciate your help in this and insight into this matter, and I'll flip her a gold piece.
All right.
And I'll take my I'm gonna like wrap up a little bit of meatloaf.
She's going to grab your hand before you leave and say, wait, that girl, she's important. If you're going after her, make sure to bring her back.
I give you my word, we will do our best. Though, you know how these things often go. I can't predict the future, now can I? But
All I'm asking you to do is do better than Rorick, which won't be very difficult.
I know you two have a history. It's none of my business. I won't get involved. But he is a capable fighter, nonetheless. We need all the help we can get in this matter.
Is he?
Well, we'll soon find out in any means.
Be sure that you don't see his backside during the fight.
Aye. If he tries to run, I'll make sure to no retreat, as they say. Then I'll try and wrap up a little bit of meatloaf there in a little cloth or something, and then
Yeah, as you're leaving, she's just standing at the table where you were, cleaning up, and then she says, I wonder if I just heard him confess to murder. I wonder if I care. Because you said you were going to kill Rorick if he runs.
I said I'd slow him down.
Okay. The real way to slow him down is the friends he made along the way.
Oh,
You just have to convince him to stay and fight with you. But he's not fighting with you because you guys said you're going to go in alone, commando style, like snakes.
Snake.
Oh.
Snake.
Snake!
I guess all that's happening while Henley's doing his, or Kelly's doing his fight, and then I guess you finish up with Spoot there.
Lord Spootnik.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to do in town?
After I heard about the war stuff, I'm like, well, if that means we're all super old, I'm going to go look for books that say something about history.
There's a general store.
I'm going to go to the general store then.
All right. Yeah, you head
We only
over.
have history up to 99 years ago. Sorry, friend.
You head to Sibbins' general store. Inside, there is all sorts of equipment, but much of it is old.
Good.
So like really old bed rolls, cooking pans, that kind of stuff. Blankets. Some of it's newer, like anything that would see regular use is replaced more regularly. Nails, definitely newer.
All these goods are haunted, 100 years old, each one of them.
Possession guaranteed or your money back.
Not doing a Ghostbusters campaign, y'all.
And that's where I came across the first legendary cart nuts.
Product of a time, that one. 100 years ago, they used to hang nuts off the back of carts. Can you believe it?
they were huge.
None of the cart nuts are real. That's not. It's not canon.
In the mud.
It's not canon yet. I know you guys have a plan to make it canon,
It will be.
Die of old age, harvesting cart nuts made out of bronze, but
Improved traction.
The finest rune engraved cotton nuts.
your
It's a good
approach.
counterbalance to a cart.
Come on down to Cart Nuts Emporium. We got cart nuts of all sizes.
Madam Bedunkenbeck's cart nuts emporium.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You're approached
Those-
by a man who's very clearly Sibin's father. They have the same hair color, the same kind of facial features, and the same eyes.
Sibin was the girl.
Belle was the girl, sorry. And he approaches and says, "The name is Sibin. Can I help you? What are you looking for?"
Old books. Do you have old books?
I have several tomes. How old are you looking to go back?
The oldest you have. Pre-war, if that's helpful.
So he's looking over and assessing you. Your clothes are still covered in blood, even if you aren't. Yes? No?
Vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah, vomit. I
Reeks of ale.
yeah, exactly. I apologize. It will take me a few moments to prepare the oldest tomes.
Love the idea
I
that
might-
it's-
Could I perhaps offer you a change of clothing?
Yes. I was.
You kind of get the feeling from him that he's like checking to make sure that you have money, like you aren't just some adventuring drifter, drunk murderer who rolled into a store.
kinda what he is,
Yes,
right?
that's exactly. You're exactly the person he doesn't want shopping at his
I am
store.
the murder hobo.
Look, murder hobo gold is just as valuable as everyone else's. Doesn't matter.
Yep. Be like, I'm very sorry, but I'll just point like this. This is making you uncomfortable, isn't it? Half of this is dire boar blood. Half of it is mine.
Turn it inside out and be fine.
We did me and the group that I'm traveling with. We slew a dire boar, and it got me. You know.
So you're a hunter by trade.
Of sorts. Ranger mostly. Longbowman. Do you have studded leather armor? Something that might protect against piercing?
Well, I'm glad you said studded leather. If you had wanted any sort of deeply metallic armor, you would be in trouble. But
Oh no, metal makes too much noise.
we definitely do have several metal or leather pieces available.
Excellent. Oh, like
So
do I-
he's
do I
like,
know how much like the average leather armor costs?
yeah. Let me look it up here. So he's looking over your equipment. I don't know how to display this, but in body language, he's trying to convince you to show him that you have enough money to cover this.
Yeah, that's why I'm like reaching into my pocket.
Okay,
like,
yeah, you're like bringing out a sack clearly filled with coins.
yeah.
All right, he doesn't want to just be like, "I'll show you our secret armory stocks," and then you murder him and steal all his weapons from him. Yeah, when
These
so
leathers for you.
he says, "We have plenty of homegrown leather here, studded. The metal's tough to get around here, though. I'd say we could let go with this piece for 60 gold pieces." And he shows you to what's clearly like a formerly very nice piece of leather that's been well taken care of, but you can tell from a little bit of rusting on the metal studs that this thing is old.
60 GP for one AC. Your choice, my man.
Studded leathers too.
Yeah, but if he's going from leather to studded leather, it's only an AC.
It's only a +1.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I don't quite have that much coin on me.
Man, it feels weird to be weighed down with all this coin that I have.
Well, do you have anything in trade?
A lovely set of brass cartons.
You don't have those things.
We do have the
It's a budding industry.
all the shit from the
I can give you 3%.
alchemical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's like party stuff.
That's fine, dude.
Like
Giving you one
Daka-
extra ACC to get gorged again would be okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
like-
technically, you should have the money, like, because you didn't roll for your class money before we started.
I did roll. I got. It was only 5d4.
You got 130. So you got 132.
Oh, I got
and then you spent
130?
10.
It's 5d4 times 10.
Oh, times 10. Okay.
For-
Then I do have enough. But I'm gonna bargain anyway. Because
All
I didn't do the times 10. I'm just like, okay, well, I guess I have 18 gold. I'm gonna say scratch that I do have some coin. Although it does look a little bit worn. Would you do 35?
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Yeah.
I mean, 35
Average
is
price is that- yeah. Average
is
price
45,
that
but you're
40.
basically cutting his price in half.
It's the haggle game.
6.
A 6.
Six.
Yeah, so he says 35. I have a family to feed, sir, and I can't let an heirloom piece like this go for anything less than 52 gold pieces. So he picks it up off the rack and starts putting it in front of you and is like, think of how good you'll look wearing this instead of that.
Can I catch up with him and try and help? Being as
This is my favorite.
dwarfs,
This is my favorite part of D&D, by the way.
Shopping
Magical
episodes?
No, the magical walk-in of other players for assistance.
Oh yeah, cast in.
That's my favorite part. Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna like take out a gold piece. Did they have like different faces? Or is it just like a solid gold wafer?
It is a solid
Ours are
gold
old-
wafer.
Ours are all old coin though, right?
I mean,
No, your coins are all like no one has said anything about your coins being anything less than proper for this era.
Okay.
I mean, if it's all made to the same standard, then gold is.
Does it it's gold, so it might scratch easily.
Yeah, but
So like I'll mark one side with an X and be like X 52 gold. Or what was his
52.
60. 52.
5-2, yes.
Yeah, X 52 gold, blank 48.
He just says, I would not have become the premier ox rancher in all of Flemia if I had taken gambling up, sir.
We gambled on Ox, so
It's true.
I mean, his great-great-great-grandfather gambled on ox, and it paid out pretty well. He didn't gamble on ox.
guaranteed.
Look, I know that adventurers like you lead dangerous and savory lives, but I'm a simple family man.
Savory lives. You're brittle like a wafer of chocolate.
Do I have anything like of value on me, I guess?
Do you?
I have no idea. I
I-
don't travel with much.
Then probably
As-
not.
if you have the base ranger stuff, you have the 2 simple
Two-
weapons.
Yeah.
or the longbow, either the adventurers pack or the dungeoneers pack, and so that's all the shit that's in that, and then leather armor, and then your gold, because that's the base equipment for rangers.
Yeah. What if I trade my current piece, 10 42 gold, for the studded? And you could.
I'll tell you what. How about this? I'll take your leather piece, 45 gold, and I'll throw in 4 full sets of clothing for you. You look like a man who's wearing his only pair of good pants.
That's true, and they are. I've not died. Well, maybe I need to look at the book.
Dying
have-
is bad, but let me tell you what's
It's
good.
true.
Fluffy clothing. Good enough that you could use it as a nice blanket or even a pillow on the road, and you seem like a man who enjoys a good rest.
You know what? Sounds like a good deal. That is my pipes. Sorry.
He holds out a hand for you to shake. 45.
Yeah, 45. Shake.
So he trades you your leather for his leather piece, 45 gold, and 4 sets of good but plain clothing.
Cool. Let me just. I guess
For the
4
first
sets.
time in this entire campaign, someone has a spare set of underwear.
I have a spare set of clothing. Thank you very much.
Very well. For the second time in this campaign, someone has a spare set
I
of
even
underwear.
have a bar of fucking soap in my inventory.
That
okay?
is actually super important. I want to point out, not all of the starting packs have bedrolls or things to eat with,
No.
so
Mhm.
it'll be rough out there in the
Actually,
wild.
most of the starting packs, like the adventurers ones, start with a mess kit and shit. So
Yes, but Dungeoneering pack doesn't.
Yeah, well, I wanted some extra rope and the ability to climb shit, considering mountains are my favorite terrain.
You could come
Kind of-
buy a bedroll.
I could.
Is now the time when you walk in?
Okay, yeah, dude.
All right, you open the door. We get the laugh track for whenever someone enters the room. You come in. Daka is like strapping on their new studded leather. Ah, hello, sir. I haven't seen you around here before. The name is Sibin.
Sibin. Yes. I'm seem to be short of some crucial adventuring equipment.
I don't know that we sell adventuring equipment, but traveling gear we certainly have. I'm afraid you'll find us a little light on weapons.
I'm good for weapons. Bedrolls, mess kits, lantern.
We have
sort
all of those things.
All right.
Lantern oil might be a little harder to come by.
That's fine. I'm sure I'll make do.
Very well.
Yes, I need a bedroll. I need a new mess kit. Mine is rather dented and worn. And a lantern. Let's see what else.
hooded, bullseye. What do you want?
Bullseye lantern.
Hooded is for like walking around without people noticing. Bullseye is like a torch, and a lamp is a lamp.
Well, the bullseye does the cone or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Something
the
to-
bullseye is
Yeah,
the
so-
thieves' lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll get
it's
a hooded lantern for now.
So 5
Is it
GP. So that's you're at basically 6 GP right now.
Yeah. Is there any other small things anybody could think of that we need?
Whatever you like, man.
So while that's happening, Sibin has taken Daka to the back room and pulled out this massive tome from a glass case and opens it. Inside, everything is written in Elvish. Do you speak Elvish?
I didn't take Elvish, no.
Okay, so the book is encased in silver, and he's just going over the pages and flipping them, and he's like, "They say it's over 1,000 years old. Beautiful language, isn't it? Fascinating.
Yeah,
This is the oldest book we have here."
I know it's.
I like that.
I know it's
basically
cousin.
Twilight.
Yeah, shiny, sparkly book. It's a very beautiful language. I know its cousin. I'm not familiar with this particular language.
What is your intelligence modifier?
-1.
Oh,
You can't suddenly learn. We're not doing that thing where he's like, actually, Elvish was on my sheet the whole time. If you guys have bonus languages, you need to get them written in.
Not to meta whatever, but I mean, you could always ask the dwarf if he speaks it.
Yeah, that's what I was.
As
actually
you know,
gonna
all
do.
dwarves speak Elvish for, war purposes, for when they go to Elfland and then they shout curses in Elvish.
I mean, hey man, look, normal elves, whatever, elven rangers, we kind of, a little bit more of a.
Yeah, I think I will ask him politely. I believe the other person in the store. is
Oh,
one
you
of
were
my
together.
friends.
Well, of
Yeah.
course. Bring him
He-
back here.
He might actually. So bob my head and be like, "Hey, Agrin, do you read Elvish?"
Does it look like gibberish? Then yes, I can decipher it more or less. The grammar's a little off, but yes, I can get by.
Yeah, well, it's no Sylvan. Come on.
I will put down the items I have selected and go to the back to help them.
Okay, so the first page reads 1122 Fen Fenumial, which in Elvish means calendar of the gods, God's time. Wellmark, first tally, wet. Today, I acquired a new one. They're so cute and adorable. Even though they're just a little shorter than me, I just can't believe how much energy they have. You can do pretty much anything you want with them, too. They're so loyal. I'm hoping that Father will bring me a new one soon. The breeding is going well. I was hoping to get more red hair, but apparently that's difficult. The rest of the pages go on like this. They appear to be either a daily or like once a week diary. It becomes apparent after a few pages that she's not talking about goats or dogs. This is a elven woman who's breeding humans, and is keeping them as like pet guard dogs. She like sets humans on people who come onto her estate.
Creepy.
Yeah, I'll relay. It seems to be the records of somebody that was breeding some type of sentient creature. Humans, I guess.
Oh, but when you said sentient creature, he was like dollar signs in his eyes. And when you said humans, he immediately shuts the book.
Yes,
Oh my,
it's,
I hadn't realized.
It's rather odd, yes.
Well, you know how those elves were back then.
Yes, I've had my run-ins with the elves. Some of them can be okay, but the city-dwelling ones are eccentric.
I've kind of found it the opposite. The city-dwelling ones are the ones that are okay. It's, you know, not all elves, but you know how it is. Always so haughty, looking down on the other races.
Yes, and not just because the taller than the dwarves. Anyway.
Yeah, he shares in your dwarven humor, like, yeah. They think just because they got 6 inches on us and sharper ears that they know something.
Is there anything else you need me to translate or look through?
Well,
I got the I was looking for.
Is there anything specifically you all are looking for in books?
Do they have like titles or writing on the binding?
Yes. Not like very few of them are in common, but
yeah, I would just want to check for either common, infernal, or sylvan in the library.
I'm assuming you guys probably DocketCast fill in on what you guys gleaned from Rorick and that whole encounter, right? So we know that we're 70 years in the future, whatever.
Yeah, the timeline is not clear for you, but you, at the very least, Kelly believes he's from the past.
Time has passed, and I'm trying to find a link to the past, a link to where we came from.
That's true. You are trying to find a link to the past. As you're looking over some of the novels, you do find one in Sylvan that stands out to you. You don't recognize the word per se. Like, it doesn't mean anything to you, but the word does remind you of your family. One book in Sylvan, it reads, "A Guide to Minor Sarkor and the Keeping of Such Items in the Time Since the Passing of the Fae."
I'll like point to the book and ask, how old is this?
Oh, well, I had heard that at least 200 or 300 years. It was written by one of the last Fae to leave during the passing. I'm afraid that
And when was that? 200 or 300 years ago, I assume?
200, 300 years ago.
Interesting.
History isn't my forte. Ox farming is.
How much?
Well, And I'd like you guys to make opposed persuasion rolls. Because he's seen that you have money, right? He doesn't know exactly how much.
Yeah.
But he's going to try to get the best price out of you. That's it. No. Oh, yeah, no. So he's just like, I couldn't let this go. Such a treasure for anything less than 20 gold pieces.
I think without even like batting an eye, Dak is like done and hands him 20 gold.
All right. He turns around and is like, yes. In a way that you can't see. It only happens towards the camera.
Yeah. It's very much the what the fuck is that movie? Pedro and
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You acquire the book.
Cool.
Da-na-na-na.
So what is like just Sylvan book?
Yep. You can put the title down as Sarkor. Sarkor.
Cool.
I'll send you the full title later on Discord.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. You guys are done shopping. Nothing like first episode shopping. Then I think we could
gourd. My stuff has a hole in it.
I mean, now you've got clothes that can act as a blanket and a pillow, and more importantly, you have extra underwear, which you'll probably need if you keep getting gored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got like the lantern, mess kit, bedroll, whatever. I'm not gonna.
All right. Then yeah, there's no need to haggle on such basic items, right? Like,
just buy it.
Price isn't good enough. I think we get a final parting shot of the four of you gathering up with Rorick and heading west towards the forest to go hunt some kobolds. The epilogue scene, like during the credits, is him like stopping and being like, wait, we forgot to discuss one thing. Did you want the black kobolds or the green kobolds? I don't know if you had a colored preference.
That's racist.
I don't see color.
No, it's... So he takes one of his scarves off and is like, what color is this?
Red.
Okay. You do see color.
I got it right?
Yes. Wow. Okay.
That's the first time.
Do you need to make a deception check here, or are you legitimately marking your character down as being unable to determine color?
No. Just being a smart ass.
Okay.
I thought we were going for the black ones.
Very well. I'll go after the green ones. Investigate quietly if you can. Look for signs of the girl. If you find her, I would hope that you come to get me. I'll show you a spot where we can rendezvous. But if it's necessary, do your best to bring her back alive and unharmed.
We'll do our best.
Let's go. And then the end theme kicks in. It's all like incredibly... No, it's like incredibly clashing metal music with someone rapping very quickly in Japanese. I mean, we established several times in this episode that we jumped into an anime for some reason, so...
Just the bad parts of anime. Not
I don't know why you would think that a heavy metal ED wouldn't be the worst part of anime, but...
Rap rock finally hit Japan.
Yeah. I think rap rock hit the Japan around the time of Gurren Lagann.
Ugh.
That was the best. Whoa, man, their rap rock was pretty good. Don't be a hater.
Most rap rock is not very good.
So what are we doing for XP, Mr. GM?
Well, I believe you killed one entire dire boar.
Yes.
I
We
think...
also socially navigated many a scene.
Yes, that's true you did. However, the dire boar is the only thing that counts.
And we also had a fight with a man who I critted.
I will give you personal XP for fighting the man. That's true. All right. Do you split the XP? Gosh, I forget how you do this in Dungeons and Dragons. Do you split the XP or everybody just gets it?
I don't remember.
Designing an encounter. You know, while I'm doing that, we could do some outros, which sounds super smart. So look, we kind of burned through intros, so it's okay if we take our time on the outros and give me time to figure things out. So I'm going to throw it to you guys to kind of self-regulate here. Dave, why don't you just tell us where people can find you, who you are, if they want to watch more content?
Mm-hmm. Well, my Twitter is HENL3Y. Don't look at the screen because it's wrong.
I'm going to be fixing that next week. I didn't know what everybody's Twitter was at the start of the episode.
That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, you can, like, YouTube's the best place to find my stuff. I rarely stream. We lost Spooty again. That's all right.
He'll be back. Then you'll see.
Yeah. Rarely stream anymore because I'm a full-time worker man doing worker stuff. So, but generally go check out the archives. They are fantastic, and a lot of them is really good time. But yeah, that's me. That's me. You might be able to see some of my games when they come out pretty soon. So
Nice.
I think we're releasing 10 games before December this year. So.
Damn. Any of them looking promising, or you can't say anything?
I can't say anything right now, but yeah.
So
I mean, it's a lot of work, but if you're enjoying what you're doing, you know.
Yeah, it's true. I want to hear about my bearded friend, the one and only white guy in this entire game, Drumurboy. Let's do you now.
Cool. I'm Drumurboy. I write music for Roleplay, Roll20, and do like sound design stuff for Nerd or Die. If you want to see me stream stuff, I've been playing through series of video games on the weekend on my Twitch channel, Drumurboy, twitch.tv/Drumurboy. Currently going through the Thief series on the last mission of the third game, Deadly Shadows, which I've been enjoying immensely. I just played through the Shalebridge Cradle, and that is like a legendary level made by mine and Dave's friend Nullspeak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was super good. And then after I'm done with Thief 3, I'm going to jump right into the reboot back to back. So we went through Thief 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to the reboot just to see what happened. So if you're interested in any of that, maybe. A lot of people really didn't like Thief 3 though, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it super hard. If you want to listen to my music, if you're into like kind of either RPG setting music or chill electronic jazzy stuff, you can check me out on Spotify. Just search Drumurboy. That's it. What up with you, Atomikspoon?
Super buddy, Atomikspoon. I make noises. Level 5 meat popsicle. I stream World of Warcraft stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Other stuff just whenever my health permits. Trying to stream some more, but it's kind of all over the place. It's just what happens when you're dealing with a bunch of chronic health issues. But yeah, it's my first 5e game since I stopped playing 3.5 in high school. So I have to get the Pathfinder mindset out because I play that like twice a week, and it's just whatever. But it's good. Once everybody's character starts getting in the groove of things, I'm just trying to nail down a voice for the story because I did not want to do the stupid, the
I'm telling you,
thing.
be Texan. Just do it.
Yeah.
No, not even like a regular Texan, just full on stereotype.
Hell, it's about damn time.
Hell, it's about time.
Texas Batman Dwarf.
I'm Agrin Iron Fury.
I'm Spooty, and you can find me over at Spootnik on Twitter, Twitch, and Spootnik_71 on Twitter. I do things like making a cooking blog with my girlfriend, and it's actually kind of cool. But I don't know the website, so whatever, I'm Spooty.
Thanks, Spooty. Arthur, over to you.
The good news is everybody gets 30 XP except for Kelly, who gets 40 XP.
Heck yeah. Dude, that grind to 300 is going to be rough. I don't know, maybe if we kill
for level 1.
Level
2.
Level 1's
it's
300.
like, if you kill a character that's like, this is a, not just a random bore. I mean, a lot of that stuff is worth more. And such.
Yeah, Spootnik is 100% out. He said his power is gone.
Damn.
I just heard him a minute ago talking about his stuff. So.
No, that was you just pretending to be him. Look, I'm Arthur Perkins. This has been AP Gaming Real. Are we good to be back next Wednesday?
Sure.
Just in case you didn't get enough dose of Dave, you can dick around and I don't know a D word for view. Jeez.
Divulge.
No, that would be saying a secret. Look,
Digest.
you
the
can
stream.
digest him tomorrow on my Battletech stream, aka Mech Warrior,
AKA
where he'll
the
be
Vault
guest
stream.
storing for the next 2 weeks as
Yeah.
I guess he's playing a player ally, but only because they're going to trick him into thinking that he's an ally.
Yeah.
Man, I really wanted. I love Mech Warrior, and I'm trying to get back into the whole thing. So I'm gonna have to
I
catch up
mean,
on it.
we got guest stars lined up for the next 6 weeks, but for season 3, which we'll be doing after this arc ends, maybe keep an eye out on Twitter because I asked people, "Hey, who wants to guest star?" And Dave was like, "I really, really would like to play on a stream with Sid Alpha." Fuck
Yeah, man,
you,
I like
Arthur. I
touching-
just want Sid. The rest of you can leave.
I really like touching that guy's butt, man.
Yeah, I know you do.
We didn't get enough time to play together.
I
so-
feel like sometimes, Dave, I feel like you use me just to get to Sid.
I'm using you to.
I'm your wingman.
Right now.
So, I'm on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, APGamingREAL. I've got, just like Dave, I got about 3,000 hours of content from over 40 different tabletop RPG systems.
I don't think I'm at 40. I think mine's a lot smaller than that. But
Well, it was the number of hours that mattered, right? We just need to be able to put someone in a coma for a year with all our talking.
oh shit! Can you imagine if you listened to us for a year constantly in a coma and you woke up and you're just like, where am I?
I know
Well,
everything that happened in all of your campaigns. I've been listening to them nonstop.
I cannonballed the first year for not the Cyberpunk game Addiction because I watched that one, but the one you did with AP and stuff. I cannonballed all but like the last 2 episodes of that within the course of like 3 days. Because
Gosh,
I was
what?
I was like traveling and shit, like going to Canada and stuff, and I just had it.
that's
back to
rough.
back to back.
That's
Holy
rough.
shit. But
We killed so many
cannonballed-
people in such a short amount of time.
Oh, it was glorious. I loved it.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I mean, I've got shows going on. You can always drop by twitch.tv/APGamingREAL and click the schedule button to find out more. You can also go to twitch.tv/APGamingREAL and type !Discord. Dave's trying to remain in camera on the wrong one. Hop on Discord. We've got a channel if you want to talk to the cast. It's #NewGamePlus channel. Let everyone check in. I am also going to be keeping an official timeline because, of course, when players die, they might not want to go through the same content 15 times over and over again. So at some point, they might be like, I would like to
Tom Cruise.
I would like to snap back to this specific point in time, and we'll have a log. Thanks for watching us. You could have done anything else with your life, but you chose to spend 4 hours with us. So that impresses me that you have that level of
Sadomasochism.
endurance. Look, you
Digestion.
keep your sadomasochism over there. We'll call Lexi, and she can come help you out.
Pacifism.
No, it's not
You're
pacifism
wrong.
either. Okay, we're done. Have a good night, y'all.
And don't forget, truck nuts, cart nuts.
No, it's cart nuts. Why are you making this a thing?
Hashtag Game Plus, hashtag Cart Nuts.
No, don't do that.